Welcome and thank you for joining us here on the Factor Uncensored tonight. The Trump administration is offering free flights and a $1,000 stipend to anyone who is in the United States illegally who self-deport, say they're leaving the country. The Department of Homeland Security calls it a dignified way to leave the U.S. and says it'll save American taxpayers money. They say it will cost them about $4,500 for self-deportation compared to about $17,000 for Homeland Security to arrest, convict, and deport someone. Here's President Trump.
We're going to get them a beautiful flight back to where they came from. If we think they're good, if they have, the people we want in our country, they're going to come back into our country. We'll give them a little easier route.
DHS says at least one person has already used the new program, using the stipend to self-deport to Honduras from Chicago. Joining us to talk about it, Cesar Espinoza of VL Houston and political analyst Angela Box. Angela, I'm sure you love this plan, right? To save money and also to self-deport.
I do, and I have to tell on our favorite Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, a.k.a., as I call her, Congresswoman Ratchet. She said today with a straight face, she said that Donald Trump is spending our tax dollars to spend money to get people to self-deport, to which I say, now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jasmine, but didn't the former president spend hundreds of billions of dollars to go into other countries, snatch people from other countries, and then fly them into the interior of this country? And the so-called border czar Kamala Harris didn't do anything about it. Biden didn't do anything. Alexander Mayorkas didn't do anything. In fact, they welcomed it. They wanted it to happen because they wanted to create Democrat voters. I say this is an excellent use of our taxpayer dollars, and, it's about time.
All right, Cesar, any challenges to that last statement that Angela made and your thoughts about this policy overall?
Many challenges. Number one is nobody has gone into another country. I mean, conspiracy theorists think that people go into other countries and bring people in.
Proven.
While Angela and other people enjoy the fruits of immigrant labor here in the United States. Nevertheless, this is unfortunately, more of Trump-filled policies. He is admitting that it's costing taxpayers $17,000 for every person that he goes after. And now he's creating a bilateral plan to try to get people, because he's failing at what he's doing. I challenge Donald Trump, and I challenge all the people that support him to let's help the economy, not by more tariffs or anything like that, but by passing immigration reform. And with immigration reform, you tell people to pay $5,000, $10,000, whatever it is, not $500,000, because we're not quite there yet.
The gold ticket.
But $5,000, $10,000 per person times 11 million undocumented people is a ton of money. But unfortunately, people are so racist, so anti-immigrant that they just don't want this to happen. And people, large corporations, keep benefiting from slave-like labor from immigrants, making record profits and paying people nothing. So the sickness of America continues to be.
The only reason Democrats want illegal aliens is because they think they're going to be future voters. And speaking of conspiracy theories, that I was 100% true, that I was 100% correct about. I was fact-checked in real time when I brought this up, that FEMA was using FEMA money to give to illegal aliens to feed, clothe, and shelter them and give them cash. And people are, that's not true. It 100% was true. And so the Biden administration committed treason writ large. That's what it is. And it is, let them self-deport. And then the ones that are smart are going to do that because they're taking their chances that they won't get rounded up. And they might. But if they self-deport, they could come back and live the American dream.
How likely do you think that is? And for those who may be questioning the authenticity of this offer, saying you won't get the money until you have arrived in your home country or wherever you're going.
Listen, I think that if they didn't, there would be wall-to-wall coverage on the establishment media. So I don't think Trump is lying about this. I think he's probably thinking, these not idiot judges, these evil judges that are basically not staying in their lane and allowing the executive executive branch to do their job of securing the sovereignty of the United States, and instead, throwing up roadblock after roadblock, trying to have Trump stop doing his job. I mean, he's probably like, I'm trying everything else legally. Let's try this now too.
All right, Cesar.
I hate to remind Angela, but I was undocumented in this country for over 30 years, and never once did I get a single FEMA check. Never once. So unless you lived it, unless you're there, unless you're experiencing it, it's you can come up with all the conspiracy theories and you can spit back out what Trump says, but in reality, that's not happening. This guy has, if he doesn't pay his debts that he has in New York and other places, what are we to expect that he's going to follow through with his $1,000 promise to these people? And the other thing, they're very smart. He's very smart, or whoever's, not him, but the people around him are pretty smart.
Yeah, he's dumb.
And they're saying that, in the text it says, when we prove that you're back, what does it mean to prove? How do we know that you're actually establishing residency?
Now, the administration says that one individual's already accepted this offer. Obviously, we're waiting on some proof of that. But do you think anyone will accept this offer, $1,000 plus flight fare back to your home country or wherever you want to go, just out of America?
I do think some people are going to take the offer, and I even think some citizens are going to take advantage of this, because some people just don't want to live here. They don't want to feel like they're being persecuted all the time. They don't want to feel like their children are not being persecuted all the time. They don't want to feel like this country has turned their back on them. And and one of the things that I hear time and time again is that if you legalize 11 million undocumented people, you are going to legalize 11 million Democrats. That is not true. Angela, go to church with me this Sunday, and I guarantee you, there's a lot of conservatives.
Aliens. I mean, this is so just insane to me that we're supposed to reward people whose first act into America was to break our laws and to say, oh, we're so sorry that we're being so mean to you. Angela, it's like, no, I'm sorry. You broke the law. Adios, amigos.
Angela,
on Cinco de Mayo. Boom, I said it.
Out of control. All right, thank you guys for